Hello friends, so welcome to the part 2 of this video series. In the last video we saw this architecture setup. If you see application is working well on this single EC2 server, but in the future what if the number of users on the application increases, we need we want to application more secure. So for that, this so to tackle that disadvantages will I'm so this part I'm going to create. So this is the architecture that we are going to see in this video. So this is already done, but we want to just place the load balancer in between Route 53 and the web server. So the advantages of this architecture, so in case in future you want to add like a multiple server like this, here you want to distribute the traffic on two servers, so you can easily do this because you already have load balancer in your place. So that's the first thing. The second thing, if the traffic is directly coming on the web server, so there are major chances that hacker will get some private information or DB information from your server. So the add AWS, so the load balancer, it's also kind of like a middleware between web server and the user. So it will protect our application by directly denying access to the web server. These are the second benefits. And also, if the AWS load balancer is in place, we can easily configure the web application firewall on our application. But we'll see only load balancer in this video. So application is working well, fine. So let's start the load balancer implementation now. So I'll show where this application is currently pointing. Click on the DNS lookup. So this is our IP address, means server IP address, means our application is pointing to this server. Now we want to just use the load balancer in place between. So click on the load balancer. If you are in the EC2 console, scroll down the navigation panel, you will see the load balancer option. Click on that new tab, opening it in the new tab. So I don't have any load balancer in my Mumbai region. So let's create the load balancer. Or otherwise, first we'll create the load balancer. So for our application is hosted on two ports, which is the HTTP and HTTPS. So this is the web facing application. So we are going to use the application load balancer for this demo purpose. So click on the create. Name it I'm going to keep the same name Laravel web ALB, or you can just capital the name Laravel web ALB. There are two types of load balancer: internal facing and internal facing. So we have like a means public application, means user are going to access our application all over the world. So just keep this is as a internet facing. So IP address type, choose the IPv4. Then in the networking setting, choose the VPC that we have created in the last video. In the mapping part, choose the two availability zone, and here it is giving warning because we have selected the uh, private subnet. So make sure whenever you are working with load balancer, your subnets needs to be public. That's the first thing you need to make sure. Otherwise you will face a lot of difficulties after creating the load balancer. So security group, let's go and click create a separate security group for the load balancer. So click on the create security group option. So name it Laravel web ALB and HG, and then in the description add the allow HTTP and HTTPS traffic, and in the VPC select the our recent VPC. In the inbound rule add the HTTP, and in the select the anywhere IPv4 address. Similar the HTTPS, select the anywhere IPv4 address and click on the create security. And outbound rules keep all traffic, and click on the create security group. So we are done with creating a security group. Just go to your load balancer, just refresh this, click or select the security group that we recently created, which is Laravel Web LPHG. Remove this default one. Now we need to create a target group also. So click on the create target group. Target group means that servers or the like targets in which load balancer will distribute the traffic. So in the target we'll add our web server. So name it like Laravel Web PG, and then click on the next option. Okay, I already have like a target group with this name, so like I'm just going to name it TG2. Click on the next and click on the include as pending below. Click on the create target group. So let me just remove the older one which I have created, so it will be like a confusing for you. On the delete. So this is the target group which recently created and added this server. So server status is not like an healthy now. It will take like at least 2-3 minutes to get this server in a healthy state. So click on the refresh button and select the target group. So we are not going to use the CloudFront, WAP or any global accelerator for our application load balancer. We'll see in the later videos. So click on the just create load balancer. So we have created the load balancer. So now this application SSL certificate and all these things we are managing on this server. So we just wanna like first thing we need to, whenever you are working with like an application load balancer, then at the AWS level you have to manage your ACM certificate, means SSL certificate. You can't keep your SSL certificate on your EC2 server, means on the target. So for that, go to your like an ACM service. You can just search for the ACM and you will find the second option, certificate manager, and click on that. You will see like an interface like this. So in the ACM service we have two options. First option is to like import your existing SSL certificate into the AWS. That's the first option. Second one is the create a new certificate which is issued by the AWS. So if your organization have some compliance regulation, in that case you can import your existing certificate, or if you wanna like use AWS ACM, you can click on the request option. So AWS ACMs are free service. You can create a unlimited certificates on the AWS with free of cost. So I'm going to show you both options, like how can you import your certificate and how can you get the certificate from the AWS. So let me just open this file where I have certificate. So this is my file. Okay, I think I did the, okay, that's, I just entered the wrong name. So this is my file. Then clear me and I'll show you. So this is my certificate provided by the latest encrypt. I just want this certificate used for the load balancer. So you can use this certificate. Otherwise, you can create new one. So let me just show you how can you use this certificate. On the open this certificate file with sudo So copy this first certificate. This is chain file, so please make sure to copy this first one and click on the import option. Okay, now copy the entire one including this one to the end, both certificate, and paste in the chain file, not in the private key. And in the here again you will find the private key option also. Then again copy this private key option, get it, and open the private key also. Do the sudo. I'm again made the same mistake. So this is the private key of our certificate. Just copy this private key and paste in the private key section. Click on the import certificate. So you can see we have successfully imported our certificate from our server to the AWS by using the ACM service. So this is the first way you can import your certificates in SSL certificates in ACM service. And second one, you can request a new one certificate from the AWS. So certificate type, it's a request a public certificate. Click on the next, enter your domain name. So this is my domain name. Paste it here and click on the request directly. So when you request the certificate, it will give you the record name. Is you have to add that record name in your Route 53 service. So click on the create record in Route 53. If you are not using Route 53 service, then please download that records and add in your DNS provider. I'm using the Route 53, so I'm just going to click here to create records. So let me just, my certificate is in pending validation. It will take like in a few seconds to get it issued, because Route 53 will create record and then we'll see here status as a issued. So till now, let's move on to the next part. So if you see, now it is issued within few seconds. So now we have created the certificate for your app load balancer. That is also now done. Now we can create the rule for this 443 certificate. So click on the, let me just open the load balancer again. So this is our load balancer is active. Click on the load balancer, on the add listeners, and here select the HTTPS. Means load balancer will handle our 443 traffic also. Then choose the to the forward to target group. Select the target group which is recently created, and in the secure listener setting, select the from ACM option and choose your certificate. You can choose any one of these. So I will use AWS one, which is ends with the 4A. Where is it? 4A. Okay. Click on the add rule. So previously we had rule only for the ATT. AT means HTTP port. Now we have like a rule for the HTTPS port also. Click on the add option. So now we are good with our like role load balancer configuration. So again, I want to show you the few things here. So we imported two certificates. So this is one is this one is the imported. Let me just open this, and here you can see the expiry date is only for the 90 days, because we imported from the Let's Encrypt, and Let's Encrypt provide certificates for the 90 days only. So this is the, and Let's Encrypt imported certificate expiration date, and the second one is the Amazon issued certification expiration date. So here you can see the we have like February 17, 2026, means 1 year later this Amazon issued certificate is going to expire. So that's the benefit of like using the AWS ACM service. So again, our application is still working fine because it is pointed to the EC2 instance. Now we need to change our application pointing to the load balancer. So select this record, click on the edit record option, and enable the alias option. Whenever you wanna like point your application to the any AWS service like a load balancer, CloudFront, you can use this alias option. So enable this alias option. Then in the traffic option, select the type only the app. Then you will find the application and classic load balancer. Then choose the region. Mine one is a Mumbai. Choose the load balancer. It will automatically list out the load balancer present in your Mumbai region. Click on the save option. So now website is pointing to our EC2 server. Again I am going to do the DNS lookup. So you will see the difference. So previously website was pointing to this single IP address only. Now website is pointing to the two different IP addresses. So what this IP address where come? This is the main question. So these two IP addresses are the IPs of the load balancer. Let me just copy the DNS name of the load balancer and show you the how this IP addresses means where this IP address came from. So this is the DNS name. Copy this and just remove your website name and paste the ALB's DNS name. Click on the enter. Yes, you will see the both IP address same, means the IP addresses those are pointing to our website, which is the load balancer IP addresses. So now our website is pointing to the load balancer. I just want going to refresh the page and we'll see how website is working or not. So you can see now we are getting the error. So what is this error? Is redirected too many times. So let me just explain why this error is coming and what are the reasons behind this error. So at the load balancer level, what we are doing, let me just open you the load balancer. So at the load balancer level, we have two different rules, 80 and 443. So we are managing the SSL certificate on the load balancer, and then we are transferring that load balancer SSL enabled request on our application server. So this is our application server. So here this request is coming on this web server, on application server. Then application server is what application server is for doing. Let me just open this file and I will show you. So request is coming on the 80 port. Then again application server is redirecting that request to the 443 port. You can see here the rule is redirect engine is on, and then redirect rule is HTTPS, and then so that looping that gives us error which is redirected too many times. To tackle this issue, we need to remove the 443 configuration on our server. So what we have to do, we have two files. First one which is created by me, this is automatically generated by listen to. So first open mine created file, sudo vi, and this, and remove, go in the end and remove this configuration, 3 lines last, and save the file. This is the first step. The second step, this one, completely remove. Just do the unlink and file name. So it will remove do the sudo. So we have successfully removed a 443 configuration also. Now we have only one file, which is the 80 port only. Yes, you can see here, this is the only file. I will just let me just open and show you the file. So this is the above file. So you can see we have only 80 configuration on our server. This is the only file we are going to keep on our server. All the SSL 443 port managed by the load balancer. So we need only 80 port on our server. So we are good with this configuration now. So just make sure when you are using ALB, so there are no option to manage the SSL certificate on your server. you will have to keep your certificate on the load balancer using the ACM service. So on the server we'll need only this file only. That's it. Means only 80 port we need on our server. Now we made some configuration changes. Just reload the Apache 2 service. Restart or reload. So we have restarted the Apache 2 server. Now again go to the website and just refresh it. So now our website is working, but again we have to deal with this issue. Previously website was working fine on EC2, and now it is like means all this CS and CSS and JSS content was like means in a malformated. So for this you have to just click on the right click and open the inspect mode. Go to the network tab, and you will go to the network tab and just refresh it, and you will see the what error we are getting. Hope we are able to see this tiny text. So we are getting block mixed content error, means all these CSS and JSS URL are traveling as a HTTP, not HTTPS. So that's why we are not able to like see our web page in proper manner. So this is a mixed block content error. If you are working in organization, if you found this error, you can go to the developer and ask for help what needs to be done, and developer will make few changes in a code, like adding the middleware and all these things. So this will resolve your issue. But I am also having some have some idea about this code, so I'm going to try to resolve this issue. So the thing first, we'll understand why this issue occurred, like why this means we are facing this issue. The reason is like previously on this web server we managing the two ports, like 80 and 443, but now the all the like 443 means SSL part, which is managed by the our application load balancer. So all this like means application servers have only the 80 ports. So all the like contents are like on the application server are traveling through the 80 port only. So that's why we are getting the mixed content error. So we need to like force all the content to go through the HTTPS. So for that I already made some like document means future made few changes in our application code. So this is not the part of the DevOps. This is the application code level changes are required. So go to the cd var www and go to your project directory. This is your project directory. You need to force a few like service providers to use the HTTPS. So I already made like we need to change two files, which is the AppServiceProvider.php. Here we need to I have added this force schemes option. That's the first thing. And the second one is the app. Okay, second one. Okay, so first we need to second one is also like an AppService.php. I think that's enough for like an hosting this application. Let me just to resolve this issue, let me just open this file. Just do ddd press and paste this content. I'll add this content in the description box also. So previous file which does not contain like this part, so I added this part, like environment is production and the force scheme to the HTTPS. Just save this file and execute this command, like config clear cache clear command. So this will just like clear some caches. Execute these commands on the your main directory folder. So go to the browser, let's see is that issue is resolved or not. So yeah, you can see now our issue is successfully resolved. So you have to just add this content in your application file. So that's the main important thing. So this is the very tiny thing, but this will like gonna means it's not like if you're developer or skilled developers, they will know, otherwise you are going to struggle with this issue for a long time. So we are done with the hosting our web application on the load balancer. So this how it works, means when you wanna host your, you are just migrating your application from the EC2 to the load balancer, you have to follow these steps. So this is the complete practical video about how you can move our application to the EC2 to the load balancer. So I hope you guys have understood what are the things I have done in this video. This video a bit kind of means complicated for you might be. So hope we are done with this video. Now the next video I'm going to come up with an RDS, means now our application EC2 server hosts a database also. So I'm just going to decouple this database, and I'm going to use the dedicated database service, which is RDS. So and this today we did we just placed our load balancer into our web server. So that's all for the today's video. In the next video I'm going to keep this same architecture, and we'll see in the next video. So thank you for the watching the video, watching this video, and please please subscribe if you found some informational helpful information in this video.